Hey, everybody. Welcome to The Experience, live with Russ and Scott.
Welcome to The Experience, live with Russ and Scott.
Special thank you to our sponsors, the Gillot Home team of Keller Williams and Laura Gillot. For all your real estate needs, go to teamgillot.com. And H&R Block of Albany, Corvallis, Lebanon, and Kaiser. For more information on your tax preparation needs, call 541-928-6432. Ta-da! We are here again on The Experience Live with Russ and Scott. So great to see everybody here today. How are you doing, Scott?
I am great, Russ. I love, just so everyone knows, Russ and I have a regular standing meeting every Monday. And I just love that time because we get to have just a little one-on-one time, and I get to hang out with my buddy Russ, such a great friend and partner here in The Experience.
Well, thank you. And I completely agree. Yes, it is one of the highlights of my week, helps me get started. And, I really, really value our friendship and people, Scott, like you in my life that really add value, uplift me, make me the person I am, because all this energy I have and all this excitement I have comes from the people I surround myself with. Because you are the average of the 5 closest people to you, and you are one of those people. So thank you.
I'm glad we get to hang out together. This is one of those conversations that was happening yesterday. I was in a different meeting, and I was just recalling a story from last summer. And I was at a conference in Nashville, and I'm sitting at lunch, and I'm talking to a guy who comes and sits down, and he was telling me about, we're just talking about business. Of course, it's right in the middle of the whole COVID thing. And man, this guy had just had a number of tragedies. I won't run through them, but I asked him, well, I hope that you have friends and family who are there. And he said, no, I'm all alone. And that just broke my heart. And so I want to encourage everybody to make sure that you're surrounding yourself with people who will not let you fail. Do not be alone.
Oh, I could not agree with that more. Isolation is a killer. So we need to be in community. It's all about building community.
Yep.
And, that just gets me excited every morning. And it just makes me want to say,
hey, Russ,
how could we not love Kermit? I know, me too.
So what have you got going? We've got The Experience coming up at 10:30 Pacific time. And that's always good. What else have you got going on?
Well, I'm telling you, it is an action-packed morning for both of us. I know that you are, just going like crazy as well. When I start off Wednesday mornings, my morning routine, Scott, and I'm doing that. And then I'm coming here. We're doing The Experience backstage on Instagram, 6:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time every week. Then we come here to The Experience Live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at 7 Pacific Standard Time. And Then we jump to the Experience Mastermind, which is amazing, by the way. If you're not part of that, you're missing out, because it is a place where we're building community within live streaming. We are creating amazing a community where we help each other. We build each other up, whether you're a beginner or whether you're majorly experienced. There's a place for you. So I love that. And then I jump to, in between that, I jump to a live networking event that I go to in a town down the road. So by the time we get to the mastermind, Scott, I'll be 2 towns down the road in Lebanon and doing the mastermind from Laura Gillot and the Gillot Home Team, one of our sponsors. I'll be doing it from there. And so it's a crazy day. It's going to be fun. How about you?
Well, it's between the Experience and the Experience Mastermind. Of course, I produce Christine Smith's show on the Aging Better Network. And so people can go to agingbetternetwork.com and look for the live stream, and it's right there. But it's also awesome on YouTube, her YouTube channel, Aging Better Network, and then Christine's LinkedIn profile, which you can find her. It's Christine with a CH, and there's 2 dashes between Christine and Smith. So Christine --Smith on LinkedIn. And she talks about the aspects of aging. Then Friday, we're actually going to be going live on Amazon for Christine's book, The Active Aging Volume 1. And it helps us understand, how do we prepare for the emotions and our relationships as we get older. And as she says, for the third of your life.
Yeah, I like that. I like the third. It's a really something that's near and dear to my heart. So I love live streaming, how you can wrap around a topic that people are really passionate and believe in. And when you get to the aging process, when we're all dealing with aging loved ones and our own lives, but I mean, you and I are still very young, Scott, but when we get to dealing, I have a mother with Alzheimer's, so it's very near and dear to my heart. And so, it's something that we all go through, and having support and having a place to go and talk. And Christine is amazing. The Aging Better Network, I highly recommend it. So, I'm super excited. We've already got people joining in today. And it looks like we even have the Aging Better Network joining in today, which is great. So,
there we go. Yeah.
That's it. And what I love about this, there's people on here from all over the world this morning already. When we were on live on Instagram earlier today, there were people from all over the world on that as well. And that's what I love. And we didn't have to go quite as far to find our next 2 guests. We did not have to jump outside the US, but 2 amazing people. And so we're going to bring in, as always, we like to go ladies first. So we're going to bring Tina in this morning and get the show started. What do you think, Scott?
Let's do it.
All right. Here she is, Tina Larsson. Woo-hoo.
Hello, Tina.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you, Russ and Scott, for having me here today.
You bet. It's our honor to have you here today. And, you and I had we've had a couple great chats earlier this week, and what amazing things you're doing. Why don't you give everybody a snapshot into who you are and what you're up to?
Who I am? Well, I'm Tina Larsson, and as you may have, I haven't spoken enough, but maybe you have detected an accent. So I'm originally from Sweden. I moved to New York in 1994. So I'm a true New Yorker now that I've been here more than in Sweden. And so I moved to New York, worked in finance, and then I started my own company. And if you want, I'll be happy to elaborate on that.
Please do.
I think you would. I know Tina, you and I had a great conversation about the business and how you got started and kind of changes through COVID.
Yes, it did. Yes. So when I worked on Wall Street, I was a financial business analyst. So I analyzed companies or financial statements and businesses for the purpose of investing our clients' money in the stock market. Then the financial crisis hit, and as you may understand, it was not an easy time. And there was no inflation at the time because of the financial crisis. So we got a letter from our co-op board telling us that they were increasing maintenance by 5% for the 10th year in a row. Now, since my husband and I, we both understand finance and economics. When there's no inflation, there's no reason for expenses, which is basically what's passed on and to owners, which is what they're paying in maintenance. There's no reason for expenses to increase by 5% a year for 10 years in a row in a non-inflationary during non-inflation. So what we did was that we ran for the board. We got a few neighbors involved, and we had a coup, basically, took over majority of the board, not the entire board, but we had enough to have majority on the board. My husband is more diplomatic, shall we say, than I am, who I have no patience for nonsense. And so he's the board president. But in the beginning, the new board, they said to me, can you see if you can find any savings? So I did what I know from finance. I went to all of my real estate friends. I'm sure that they appreciate this. I went and I pretended to be a buyer, got the financial statements, put together a benchmark, which is what I've learned from finance, right? And we went through, we made some phone calls, eliminated some redundant services, got some competitive bids, and we were able to save the building $340,000.
Wow.
There's democracy in action and capitalism both.
Yes.
So, there you go.
And that was
the
over
American way.
It is the American way. Over the first 3 years. Then when I was out networking, you know how much people want to meet financial advisors. Everybody needs another financial advisor, right? So when I was out networking, instead of introducing myself as a financial advisor, I introduced myself as, I'm Tina Larsson, and I helped my co-op save $340,000. And everybody said, can I introduce you to my co-op?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Who does not want to save that kind of money? That is really smart of you. You are, obviously you've tapped into some great stuff there in all that you're doing. And you have such a great attitude about life too. Who would not want to work with you, Tina?
I don't know.
Well, speaking of great attitudes, we're going to jump right in and bring Harry in here with us, because he's chomping at the bit. He's waving at me backstage. He's going, please let me in, Russ. Come on. There he is. Hey, Harry, how's it going?
It's going great. I am not part of a coup, though, so I'm not sure I have much to add here. But I do love the coup story.
Yes. Well, speaking of stories, give us a little story about Harry. And you don't have to go all the way back to when you were a little boy, but give us a little background on what you're doing now.
Yes. All right, cool. Thanks. So just a few years ago, I was a missionary back in the 80s and 90s. And later on, I got into sales. And what makes me different about most salespeople is that I really feel that sales should come from a place of serving others. So my mission today is change the perception of sales and turn it from this ugly, obnoxious, me first type thing to, hey, this can be a thing of beauty, serving people and building relationships and helping each other out and then making a few bucks doing it. So that's me in a nutshell.
Yes, well, that's a great nutshell too, Harry. And we had such a great chat earlier this week because we have such a similar mindset on how we look at things. And it all is about giving and blessing other people. And I think, Tina, that's kind of where you are coming from with all that you're doing, helping people. When you tell them you can save them all this money and about the opportunities, people really tap into that.
They do. And when it comes to real estate, everybody understands that the ultimate goal is to increase property value, and reducing the expenses will increase property value.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Harry, so with your business and all that you're doing, I know your perspective on sales and helping people. Well, what practically are you doing with your clients?
Yeah, so I'm really working with people just to get rid of this "it's all about me" mentality, is to put ourselves in the perspective of what the client and prospect is thinking. So many times, I mean, you've probably heard the expression "always be closing." If you're anywhere near salespeople or watched any sales movies, always be closing. I am not a closer, not a strong closer, but I do ask for the order. And so the idea is serve some more, serve a little bit more. And then when people really feel like they trust you, you can ask for the business.
Mhm.
So helping people coming from that place. And then the key is to ask for the business, where a lot of people want to serve and then they're not asking for the business. So they do go hand in hand, but it's not about being a strong closer, in my opinion. So
And
that's how I'm helping.
And this comes down to truly believing that you're solving a problem for somebody, right? I mean, they have a need, and if your product or service fills their need, then don't withhold it from them. I mean, that's not that's not very
Yeah.
kind.
Exactly. So it's sort of my analogy I use in the book is about a server in a restaurant. So the server does a great job on serving, but they have to ask for your order, right? If they don't ask for your order, I mean, you're going to sit there and say, are they ever going to ask? You're going to leave, right? So you have to ask for the order, right? You ask for the appetizer, you ask for the main course, you ask for the dessert, you ask for cocktails. All of that is, most people don't recognize, is serving and asking. It's the same as what selling with dignity is all about, in my opinion.
And if
So,
Tina
yeah,
helps
absolutely.
and she serves and all this stuff, and then people find out that they could have saved $300,000, but she didn't offer it, and they're like,
Exactly.
well, that's
Yeah.
kind of creepy.
Yeah. And people will say they go with someone else. And I don't know, Tina probably doesn't have that happen, but a lot of people will say things like, didn't you know I did that? And, because they got it from someone else because the person never asked for the business.
Mm.
So Tina is doing this where she's serving, helping people, but she's also asking for the order as well.
Right.
In most cases, I always hope that I do. That's the
Yeah,
goal.
yeah. Well, sometimes it's difficult, isn't it? Where, I
It
mean, I don't
is.
know if you guys ever experienced this, but you just don't want to come across looking like a salesperson, and you feel like you asked, but if we ask again, we cross that line in our mind that we now become pushy. So we all have those feelings of self-doubt and so forth. Does that ever happen to you guys?
Never.
Well, and the beautiful thing,
it's all about changing mindset.
This is
I
Russ.
think, because what you're thinking about, the way you present it, like Scott had brought up, if you're giving them an opportunity, you're helping them, you're giving to them, you're blessing them with this, that makes the ask so much easier. And then if you just have the right mindset that, if they're not interested in that opportunity and what you've given them, no big deal.
Mhm.
I mean, that's where the difference, I think, Harry comes in, and Tina comes in with people that are really pushy when someone doesn't express interest and they won't give it up, as opposed to when somebody does express interest. So Tina, when you're talking to them about saving money, I'm guessing that most people have a little bit of interest, right?
Most people have a little bit of interest. Yes, they do. But one thing to touch on what you're all talking about is the whole support system. So we very often, we're not coaches, but we consider ourselves that we are the co-op coach, because very often the boards they don't know what to do. So just like I hire a coach, you are coaches. All three of you are coaches, actually. And we are coaches too, but without that support, it's not easy to know what to do. For instance, my LinkedIn coach told me when I was in a goal setting course in the year end. He said, if your goal is to be on 24 podcasts, you need to tell the world. So even if I'm not selling my services, it's the same thing. So I told my first podcaster that I want to be on 24 podcasts. Here I am.
Nice.
Well, you were blessed that I think Luke was your first podcaster which he is an insane connector in a
Yes.
good way, Luke. That's good. I mean that insane good. I'm insane too. So, but no,
Crazy
he is
good.
he is crazy good. I mean, I don't think anybody has, I thought I was a crazy connector. I don't think anybody has ever connected me with as many people as Luke. In fact, I know hands down nobody has.
Yeah.
He's constantly, every week, I'm getting new connections and new people from him. So
me too.
yeah, I appreciate it. I do. I'm thankful for what he does. So Tina, that was a good move. He was the best person to tell. You know, Scott and I a while back were when we actually, it's probably early in our show, we had a young author on, and we were able to connect her with a couple people that really do that as well. And we're able to push her out to a lot of people. Makes a huge difference when you get to the right networks and the right people. It makes your job so much easier. So Harry, when you're doing selling, how important is networking and connecting in that whole process?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, so this is the challenge, right? So not everyone, a lot of people think that networking means going out and handing out like 50 business cards. Say the more people I talk to, the better my chances.
No.
So this is the complete old school methodology. And instead, build a relationship with one person, maybe two, but in a setting where you have 15 or 20 minutes to network, then you can't really have good conversations and get to know people. So you've got to be selective and actually listen. I mean, I don't know if this has ever happened to you guys, but people have come up to me and said, "What do you do?" And I mentioned, and like, "Yeah, you're not for me." And then they move on. Right. So I have a valuable network, in my opinion. Guess who is never going to get a referral? Right. That person that just blew me off and said I was of no value. I'm not going to say, "Hey, I've got the absolute perfect person for you." Right. Because it's just absolutely disrespectful. So this whole concept here of what you're saying is connecting. My business has grown tremendously through this. I mean, I love what Tina said about putting out what you want in the universe and saying, let's just talk about it. And I think this podcast counts probably as at least 5, right? I mean, you guys are everywhere. So 1 equals 5, in my opinion. We 5X this podcast.
That is high praise indeed, Harry. I love what you're talking about too, about just connecting with a few people. When I teach networking, one of the things that I recommend and that I do myself is that if I go to a networking event, like Russ is going to be going to a physical networking event later today, I will take 5 or fewer cards with me, because it is not my goal to put on the green visor and be the blackjack dealer, right? My goal is, if I talk with one person and have a conversation with them and learn about them. And I think that all 3 of you who are sales experts will agree that you need to learn about your customer more than they need to learn about you.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. I took 2 on my last networking thing. So I totally can relate.
Beautiful.
And that's the motivational listener part of Scott, because and you brought this up, Harry, listening is the key, because people's favorite subject is what?
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was Harry Spaight, but second might be, yeah, exactly.
So you need to listen to what they have, because that shows people that you value them. And that, being authentic and listening and valuing people in that way makes all the difference. And so, Tina, you're talking about, whether you're closing or not on things, you hope you are. But if you're showing value and you're giving them an opportunity, you got it right there. You say, here's the opportunity. Do you want to take advantage of that opportunity? Then it's up to them. And so I think people get into this, in the past especially, have gotten into this real pushy sales mode that Harry is completely against. And I'm with you, Harry, because that does not sell people. Let's all just say that LinkedIn is a great place to connect with people and sell people on yourself, right? Connecting with yourself. But the people you connect with, the first one you get back is a 5-page sales, promotion, whatever. I'm like, really? Is that really connecting? No, I don't think so. So, I mean, we need to really think about what we're doing and how we're connecting with people. So, Tina, when you are out there daily, trying to give people this opportunity, how do you, besides being on a bazillion podcasts and live streams, how are you presenting your opportunity to people?
Well, I listen to what their needs are. What are they working on? What are their struggles? So I really listen. I mean, that's the primary. And then I take it from there. And then, of course, I tell them that I'm passionate about helping New York City co-op and condo owners live in a building that's greener, more sustainable, and more affordable. Somehow I get that in there. But I mean, it's really about me listening to their needs and their struggles. And yeah, I mean, that's normally what makes us be able to help them. If we don't know what their struggles are, then how can we help them?
Right, right.
Yeah.
Well, I want to encourage everybody watching today, because I know there's people watching that have their own live streams. If you have not booked Tina or Harry on your live streams, you should. They're both amazing people. We're just giving you a snapshot today into all that they're doing. But, it doesn't matter what area of life you're in and what business you're in. You guys bring such great value. And that is, it's so important to people to have this variety of this is what the experience is all about, the experience of life, no matter what we're doing. And you guys are bringing new experiences to us. And so thank you for that.
Our pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's great stuff.
So as we go in, we're midweek here. You guys have a big push into the weekend, going into Easter weekend. You guys got big things ahead, or what's going on? Harry, let's start with you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm podcasting nuts these days, so I'm really enjoying the whole world of podcasting, and I'm scheduling way too many podcasts, but it's a blast, and it's so awesome to meet great people like you guys. So as far as Easter is concerned, yeah, I mean, we're going to chill. It's a low-key event for the family, but yeah, exciting times. So thanks for having me on the show, by the way.
You bet. It's a great time to be with family. Tina, what do you guys have planned for the weekend?
Yeah, so we're gonna go to we belong to a club, a private social club. So we're gonna go there. So we probably be us and our closest 250 people, friends. Our families are not in New York, so this year it's not going to be with family. But I'm writing a book though. So that's my
congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And Scott, we should talk about that. But I'm on chapter 7.
What's the book on?
Co-ops and condos.
Oh, okay. Duh.
Shocking. Really? Do you know anything about co-ops and condos?
Yes. It's actually going to be just a short. I'm not going to give you the title because I haven't decided yet, but it's going to be sort of on what could, if Surfside could have been prevented.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. Well, listen, as we get close to wrapping up here, I want to give you both an opportunity to say last words, what you want everybody to remember about your appearance on the Experience Live with Russ and Scott, and take in the value you want them to take into their life, and then tell us how to get in touch with you. Tina, you go first.
So they can, get in touch with you so you can get scheduled for too many podcasts.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, so you can reach me on LinkedIn. I'm very active on LinkedIn, and that's Tina Larsson, L-I. I'm assuming it's going to be somewhere in the notes. And our website is thefolsongroup.com. On our website, we have a free tools tab where you can get some free tools that might help you in setting up better processes for your co-op or condo, whether in New York or anywhere else in the country.
Awesome. Great. Harry, how about you?
Yeah. So again, thanks for having me, Russ, and the motivational listener, D. Scott. You guys are great. Really appreciate the fact that you had me on the show. Again, I'm all about helping people, serving them. If you want to be better in sales and just not hitting the numbers where you want them to be, I'm happy to help. So you can reach me with simply at LinkedIn or sellingwithdignity.com is an easy way to remember me. So thanks again, guys. And great to meet you, Tina.
Great to meet you. Thank you,
It's
Russ.
one of my
Thank
favorite
you, Scott.
things. Yeah, oh, you bet. Thank you. It's one of my favorite things, getting to connect people that haven't met live on the air. Right, Scott?
Absolutely. Anytime we can make introductions, that's always a highlight of my day.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, it definitely is. So, hey, I want to thank you both. We're going to send you to the green room and wrap up. But thank you so much for all the value you added today. We appreciate both of you, and we'll see you both soon.
All right, awesome.
Bye.
Woo.
I think I cut Harry off
just the last moment.
But...
Oh, well, what a great show. I'm glad to hear that Tina's writing a book. I have just come out with my recent publication, which is Influence, Creation of Credibility: How to Publish a Book, Online Course, and Webinar in 12 weeks or less. And, the stories that are coming out of people that are doing this and the people that are in process right now, it's so encouraging. And I'll just put out there, I recorded this last week 3 different times. And so for podcasts and shows that are out either live or going, and I will ask if you have an audience of people that would be interested in learning what the process is in how to publish a book, course, and webinar in 12 weeks or less. I am available. Find me on LinkedIn, and all the notes are there.
Well, and Scott, you're amazing with that. It's, great wisdom and guidance. If you guys need, because when you go into the book process, it is not easy. Trust me, I know. And people don't realize how they can pretty quickly put together and get a book out there, an ebook on, Amazon or whatever. And so Scott is definitely your man for that. He will help you out with that process. So yeah, I appreciate you so much, Scott. I've got so most people know I'm the author of Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose, but I got the kids version coming out here in the next year. I'm going to be working on that. And so super excited about that. Also, I know I've said it and you think we haven't done it yet, but we're still in the works of getting merch for the Experience Live with Russ and Scott. We got mugs, there you go, and t-shirts that will be available.
Mugs on your mug.
That's it, coming soon. Gateway Imprints here in Lebanon, Oregon is helping us, and so super excited about that. There they are. That's right. And so we will be giving you more information on that. It's just the process. We're putting that all together. So,
and we got one more plug. We got one more plug for Friday.
Go for it.
It is the 3rd Friday of the month, which means it is time for international networking, free, no charge, the virtual global tea break with my co-host Alan Hennessy, 7 a.m. Pacific time, 10 a.m. Eastern time. It's 90 minutes. We have a fabulous community. We're now in our 3rd year. We are really happy for all the support and encouragement. And every month we have teaching from one of the members of the community. This week, it is Matt Rouse from Hook SEO, and he is going to be talking about and teaching us, giving us some information about Web3. So what is Web3? Well, blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, which are non-fungible tokens. What does that mean? Find out on Friday.
Yes, it's always exciting. It's always a fun time. I love the Global Tea Break. You go to globalteabreak.com, and when you come, you will be so excited. You will say, yeah! You will be like no experience you've ever had before. Hey, I want to leave one last plug besides all of the shows Scott and I've got going on that we could completely confuse you with. I want to remind you that Thursday this week, which would be tomorrow, 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, I have a Russ Reels Live on how to overcome problems in your business. Do you have any problems in your business? I think we all do. So it is going to be amazing. And D. Scott Smith and Alan Hennessy of the Global Tea Break will be 2 of my 9 guests that will be weighing in. It is going to be a fabulous show. 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. just like this on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. Just go to russhedge.com for more information or tune into any of my social media. And I think with that, Scott, I think it's time to wrap
I have
things
one.
up.
I have one more plug.
Oh,
I have
go
one
for
more
it.
plug,
Yeah.
and that is, I'm producing a multi-site hybrid event for a nonprofit.
Right.
And so for friends of the family, and one of the things, and this is a free tip for people, the event, the online and on-ground event, is going to be on May 5th. We are going live. I go live with the executive director every week, consistently at noon Pacific time on their Facebook and on their channels, so that we can promote it going up to that. That is critically important. If you have an online nonprofit fundraiser, don't just wait for that event. But
right.
anyway, this is going to be the first in our area, the first multi-site hybrid event that I'm aware of. It is going to be a lot of fun.
Wow. Yeah, that is a great tip. I mean, if you can't tell, Scott's a little busy. So that is awesome. Way to go, Scott. And, it is a super great tip on video. And if you want more of that, you need to go to russhedge.com or dscottsmith.com and sign up for the mastermind around live streaming. Mm-hmm. So much you can do with your business. It will benefit you. Like Tina says, if you want to make hundreds of thousands of dollars with your business, go live on video, because you get your message out to a lot of people, and that will make all the difference to you. So with that, I think we're going to wrap it up for today. We're a little bit over time because we're having way too much fun. But anyway,
too much to pack in.
Until we see you guys again, have a great day and a great life, and
enjoy the experience.
Thanks for tuning in to The Experience Live with Russ and Scott. If you enjoyed today's show, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or subscribe on YouTube. See you next time.